Israel had reached a peace agreement with Egypt, one that had come at the cost of a total pullout from the Sinai Desert, including the town of Yamit, where some of the residents had to be removed by the army. However, peace with Egypt did not bring peace with all of its other neighbors. One of Israel's most significant concerns was the Iraqi construction of a nuclear reactor capable of producing an atomic bomb. The French had aided the Iraqis in building the reactor. After failing to halt the Iraqi project through diplomatic means, the Israeli government decided that before that reactor could become hot and radioactive, it had to be destroyed. On June 7, 1981, Israeli F-15 and F-16s took off and headed for Iraq. The F-15s were used to provide fighter cover for the F-16. The Israeli planes flew over parts of Jordan and Saudi Arabia, entering Iraq from the Saudi border, where there was a gap in the radar cover. The aircraft flew low over the Iraqi desert to avoid being discovered on radar. As they neared the reactor, the F-16s climbed to 6,900 feet and began their dive at the reactor. At 3,600 feet, the planes released their Mark 84 bomb. 8 of the 16 weapons hit their target, effectively destroying the reactor. Of the 8 F-16 pilots who flew on this mission, 1 would go on to head Israel's military intelligence, and the youngest, Ilan Ramon, went on to become Israel's first astronaut, who was tragically killed in the Columbia Space Shuttle disaster. During this period, there were increasing attacks on Israeli settlements in the north, originating from PLO-controlled Lebanon. In response, the Israeli government decided it was time to take decisive action against the PLO in Lebanon. Defense Minister Sharon sold the plan to the cabinet, claiming it was to be a limited attack. That was not what turned out to happen, however. June 6, 1982, Israel launched a massive assault on the PLO in southern Lebanon. That attack also led to a short but decisive confrontation with Syria. During that confrontation, Syria lost 81 planes and all of its anti-aircraft missile defenses, all in a matter of hours. Israeli troops pursued the PLO all the way to Beirut, where they laid siege for many months. Finally, in a brokered deal, the PLO leadership, headed by Yasser Arafat, agreed to be exiled to Tunis. Subsequently, Bashir Gemayel, the leader of the Falang, the Christian militias, who had become president of Lebanon, was assassinated. In revenge, Falang fighters entered the Palestinian refugee camps of Sabra and Shatilia, which were nominally controlled by Israel, and they massacred 300 people. In a subsequent commission of inquiry created by the Israeli government, part of the blame was placed to the feet of Israeli generals in the field, while the commission recommended Defense Minister Ariel Sharon be dismissed. A multinational force led by the United States entered Lebanon at this point to maintain peace. Israel lost 675 soldiers during the first year of the Lebanon War, almost as many as was lost in the Six-Day War. Those deaths weighed heavily on Menachem Begin, and those casualties, together with the death of his beloved wife Eliza, were too much for him to handle, and he resigned the prime ministership in August of 1983.